Hello everyone, here's a bit of a walkthrough of my 2016 display. Here is my 200 pixel matrix. This is these are 5 volt WS2811. They are clone pixels and not the exact ones, but they work on the same protocol. This second season for these now, with 0 failures, and these are not actually waterproofed in the back at all. They just push through. You see here I have these ones here, 12 volt to 5 volt DC converters, because I run my displays all 12 volt apart from these pixels, which I bought accidentally off eBay. Thought they were 12 volt, but realised I bought 5 volt ones. These are just zigzagged, 5 strings of 40, power injected every 40, a total of 200. This is just an old metal sign I found, a couple of mil thick, maybe 2, holes drilled in, painted black and pushed through. Wasn't as bad as what I first thought. That is mounted onto a plastic garden box, believe it or not, and that's where this year's main hub is. This is where the main controller is. This is where the Raspberry Pi lives. Next year I'm doing it differently because I don't want this outside. This year I'm going to change a few things and add a few things and make it quite a bit different next year. But this is the main box. As you can see, the pixels fit in lovely. Don't know if you can see them very good. They all fit in lovely, and because I haven't sealed the back, if one has come out, like just wiggle that one there, that one's come out. Just a bit of focus on there for you. See if I can focus it. See, that one there's come out. Simple job, and it's back in. That's it. So that is my matrix panel. Hello everyone, this is my main control board. Yes, the wiring is very messy. That's what I don't like about this, because it's got a lot going on in here. But it'll do for this year. Last year was even worse, if I'm honest. But I'm going to have a lot more time to plan it all this year and get it all set up. With my additions of a few more Raspberry Pis as controllers, a lot of this stuff will not need to be in here. But there she is. There is my show computer, this Raspberry Pi sat right here. Now, I have lost all access to my home network off the Wi-Fi dongle. I got a new home router because mine was pretty much set itself on fire. It was overheating. Even with full ventilation, it was still got too hot. I have changed the network parameters in the Pi, but I haven't actually restarted it because I've got a real-time clock, so I don't really need it. But I'll be getting rid of that next year completely as well, because I don't need the don't need that. Right, I have a 35 amp 12 volt power supply underneath here, with a 12 volt and a 12 volt to 5 volt adapter for the Pi, which is just a USB cable in here. I have the USB audio out because I'm using the GPIO pins for these for the matrix. That's all run off the Pi as well directly. But I've got the USB audio. I have a Wi-Fi dongle. I have the the USB memory stick. I have this blue USB cable, this one here right here, which goes to the USB to RS485 adapter on the left, down here, which is running my Renard boards in here. Then I have my Ethernet out, Cat 5 straight out to my show router outside the box. See, I've got the real-time clock here, and you can just see this grey and this yellow cable here. That is the ground and the signal, which comes out. Got a big core cable here. I think it's 7. Yeah, I think it's 7 core. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7 core cable comes out here. I've also got another 12 volt to 5 volt adapter just in the bottom there, which sends the 5 volt out to the first 200 pixels. Now next year I'll be doing slightly different, and I'll be putting that up at the first run here as well, because keep the 5 volt the closest I can. Or to be honest, I might do away with that one altogether and just change these all around, because I don't think I need, what's that, 5, 6, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 amps if 5 volt power for these 200. Don't think I need that. I think I've gone a bit OTT with it. So I'll be changing that around slightly. Here I have a Renard 8 DC, which I took a few designs from America. They were using center tap transformers, and I just used DC. So I didn't want any transformers lying around or anything like that. So I just designed it there with a single RS485 chip as well. That's that one done. I use 1, 2, 3, 5 of these in my show, and I think one of my other friends, Matt Harvey, I think he uses them as well. A DC SSR board. This is only the 4 channel built up. Didn't need the other 4, so I didn't bother building them. That's control off here. So once again, DC, took the design from America, modified it onto my own board, set it out. The second year now with these ones, with the SSR boards. This year I added the LED channel indicators on, which is a real big help with troubleshooting. And then I've got the Renard Plus TR24 down in that bottom corner, which is daisy chained off this Renard 8 here. That does all my 240 volt stuff. Right, we're back in the main control box again. I did say I had the 12 volt power supply. This comes into this standard 8 port car fuse board. I use a few of them because I find them quite easy to use. I've got a ground bar, a negative bar back here somewhere underneath the plexiglass where all the negatives tie in. Now this is the messy part. I have just a 12 volt relay there, which just so I can have I've got 2 LEDs that flash off on and off, but they go this red and green, so that when the red's on, the green's off, vice versa. That's done there with the normally open and normally closed contacts. This is just run straight from the DC SSR board, and that runs on a event on the Falcon Pi player. I have this Cat5 cable down here, which goes out to the push buttons and the LEDs, because they're push buttons. I have my little 12 volt Chinese amp, which, believe it or not, it works perfectly well right here. I think it costs about £6 or £7 off eBay from China, obviously slow board. I have a timer relay which powers up the amp directly straight in there. I use that for one of the buttons I have is for 2 small speakers for the music. So they press the button, obviously counts down 300 seconds, 5 minutes, amp comes on, amp goes off. I've got 2 12 volt DC coil, 240 volt AC 10 amp relays. One was for the snow machine, I'll talk about that in a few minutes time. And this one is for some static lights I have. That's pretty much it in this box. I've got for the main control box, that's pretty much it for that bit. Right, one thing I did forget to mention, it's the TR24. I have 7-core cable coming out of it, 2 7-core cables and 2 these blue ones. These blue ones are actually bridge rectifiers in there, full wave bridge rectifier. I had some got some shooting stars, not shooting stars, I got 2 stars on top of my tree, which were 240 volt DC. I just made them myself last year. Ran perfectly well. Yes, they are big and bulky, and the actual insides is not, but that's a lot of hot glue because last year they were actually outside of a box, pretty much hanging out of a box. I need to make sure they were pretty secure. The 2 7-core cables, I have 4 positive, 2 negative, and an earth. I am connected to the earth because I realised that all the lights I use are only 2-core anyway, so there's no point of connecting the earth up. But each one of these 4-gang switches is being pulled apart. As you can see, these switches are hot glued just to keep them in. Each one's being pulled apart, and you can see the cable comes in here, and it actually, each separate plug is individual, which controls the wires down here. I've got the red, the yellow, the brown and the white. there's 4 positives. The black and the blue is the negatives. Each one is controllable. I've got 2 of them. I have lost a channel this year on one of the TR24s. There was a short circuit in the wire. Tested, find the garage, put it up, and boom, it was something not right. It started smoking. That's why I haven't got anything plugged in here. It's now down the bottom here. This one, actually the rope light failed. Yeah, the rope light failed due to the wind. It was a white twinkling rope light, which looked really amazing. I got it from Festive Lights last year on sale. Unfortunately, it didn't survive. Hadn't survived 2 years. It was just a fault in the cable, but I didn't have time. And to be honest, it was the last year I was going to use it. I was thinking about doing something different with it next year, but I decided not to. Here is this white plug here is controlled via the relay for the static lights, just because I didn't want to have any form of dimming at all, because I didn't want to damage this transformer. And this controls loads of lights around the edge of the property. That's from Festive Lights again, back in the UK. And here's just a standard 4-gang main power for this board. Did have my snow machine plugged in, but that is I'll talk about that in a minute, a bit later on. Here's my power supply for my router. Here is this little cable here, splits off into 2 Cat5, just a stand-up splitter. This goes to the 2 push buttons I have, and that just goes back to this one in here. Splits off to all the different things. So I've got one that controls the snow machine, one that controls this. Got the LEDs flashing on and off. That is it from this box. Oh, we have one last thing. We're hiding away up here. It's got a TP-Link show router up here. It's just one I use for the show. Had to put it outside this year. It wouldn't work. Sat in this box with just the plastic lid on it, just a thin one. Wouldn't work properly. So I had to cable tie it outside and put a staple a plastic bag over the top. It's not the best, but it's survived very harsh rain out here in Cyprus. It's been weather's been quite bad in the month of December, the worst I've seen for a long time. But next year I'm going to go for a full outdoor one, so I can mount it up and hopefully get a bit better reception, because I've still had some dropouts with this. And a few connection issues on my tree, which is the furthest away. But hopefully I'll sort it all out for next year. Let's carry on with let's go with the DC side of stuff before getting onto the pixels some more. I've got 4 candy canes here. These are from Argos. They're the sets. I got them for £5 a set. Oh, beginning of last year. Yeah, beginning of 2015. Got them for beginning of 2015. I got them £5 a set. What I have done is I've got the rest of them all down the fence, down the edge of the garden. I took all the red ones and actually joined all the red ones together, all the greens, all the reds, all the greens, blues and yellows. Extended all the wires so they actually sit nice. Last year I had to have them pretty much staggered, so the next one started about here, then like that, because the wires were so short to have all 4 sets together. Now what I said, I had that relay and the separate plug for the static lights. That's actually these, and these run down here. I've got a star in the red drum there, another star. I should go for a walk actually. A red star here, star in this red drum. Pick up a different type here. They run all the way down here, over the rest of the candy canes to the very end. You then go around a lamppost and round 2 more drums there, which kind of cordon off tied the guy wire for my tree. Let's go back up to here. Now the candy canes are controlled from the Renard 8 I had in the main control box. Here is a dead snow machine. It's still out because all the wires are in that black mat there, and I can't be bothered to pull them all out. But this is a bone dry box. Hopefully it will. And all I have here is a plug coming in. I didn't have time to, well, I couldn't be bothered to rewire this, so I had this extension cable lying around. This plug just powered from over there, and here's a Cat5 coming from the Renard 8 into here. Got the four 4 outputs out. This is the old version 1 of my DC SSR. This actually had a manufacturing defect and they put a slit down the side of the board, so I can only actually use 4 channels. This is without the LEDs. I've got the 4 31 volt power supplies here, all joining together and then into there. This has worked flawlessly for 2 years now, and hopefully they'll carry on working for a few more years yet. Right, that is that controller. Now I have mentioned I had a snow machine. This is an FX Snowstorm in here. It's just I got it from Festive Lights. I bought it from last year when I was down at their Christmas sale in July. Got that. Unfortunately, it's ran off control via the shore and through the push button, which is here. Remember the push button here? This lovely little one that says snow, and it's just a 60mm arcade style push button. This lights up green. Got a red one over there. But some kids decided to put stones on here this year and actually burnt the motor out on this snow machine. Ran out of fluid, and because I was inside my house I didn't actually hear it. So unfortunately they've actually ruined it for this year, because they did try to steal it the night before, and next one they ever caught them, but never told me till after I found it, after they'd actually broke it the following day. So fortunately that's now gone for next year as well, because don't fancy trying to repair it. Here's my other button. This is the, as you can see, music, and just this one's the red, and this is the red light that flashes. There's the green one. They flash in between the two. I quite like it. In the back, I've just got some cheapy, can't remember what they were now, speakers from China, hot glued in, speaker cable coming in, and then the Cat 5 from the box. I've got that on both of them. They're both the same. I've got a speaker as well. It actually works perfectly fine. Haven't had to adjust the volume. I set the volume on opening night, well beforehand. Now my TR24 controls only a few things. There's nowhere near 24 channels used. I had 2 of them last year in the show and I used pretty much all the channels. This year I'm only using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. I did have 7, but unfortunately I lost one of them. Here's the first one. It's just 3D white reindeer. It did have the moving head, but that motor stopped working last year. I got that from Festive Lights on their offer because it was damaged, but I managed to fix it with the cable tie. I had this reindeer on here, which looks really good during the day. I quite like it. I had a ho 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 sign here. Just see it, there it is. That will not be coming out next year. It's a bit, don't really like it. You can just see the set of bells up here. And then on top of my tree I have, move around, see them a bit better. I have a set of a pink and a green star. Each one is individual controlled, and that's the 2 bridge rectifiers that was in the main control box. Now I had a problem with my bells up there. They unfortunately broke after I put them up, but a big shout out to Peter back in the UK who sent me out some yellow rope light. I did manage to find 2 red bells out here in Cyprus. There was quite a few actually, but they were red and they did not look the same. I actually hated how they looked. So I was so happy when I managed to re-rope it and get it back out. That's definitely staying with me next year. Right, here is my Tune 2 sign and charity box. This year I've got 2 scrolling P10 panels, just 1 panel each side. Here's one. Second one is in the off at the moment. And the charity box, which is just an ammo tin. The hole cut in, put some plastic pipe on just to stop any sharp edges, and a great big hefty lock. This is pinned into the ground and just strapped for a bit of support because the winds have been a bit more than what I thought. Next year I'm changing this. I want the panels side by side and scrolling text between the 2. Currently they're just displaying the same thing, and I want to try and use an Arduino for it. Maybe the Arduino Mega 2560. I'm using an Arduino Uno at the moment, and I just need to work out the programming, but this was a last minute thing, well, half a year thing. I've got all of 2017 to get this working, get it built and get it hung up, and that'll probably go on the window, probably where the ho 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 sign is, just so everyone can see. Now let's go and talk about some pixel stuff. Right, this is one of my main, it's one of two pixel power boxes. You see another, I think this is a 400 watt, I think this one is. Check, just see on the side. Yep, this is the 400 watt 12 volt power supply. Another 8-way car fuse board for the channels. There's only 7 used on this one, although all the wires in there. This power is data chained to another box. Actually 2 more boxes. The main power is coming into this. There's data chained to 2 more. One of them goes to the candy canes. The other one goes to another control box that I've got on the roof, which unfortunately I won't be able to show you today because I can't be bothered to get any ladders out and climb up on the roof. So they're all numbered on there as well, so I know which colour wire does where. So number 1 is red wire, and that goes to the FM transmitter and what size fuse I have in it. That's what I've done. Close that up. Right, all the pigtails coming out. I've actually numbered them. This one's number 2, which goes to the far left of my house. I know that one. And here is a spin-off of the ES Pixel stick. This is my Pixify board. I found it cheaper to get them made, design them myself, get them made so I can in China and get them shipped out. I've sold a few of these, and there's a few of these running around the UK now. It's me and Matthew Harvey. Good old Matt. Me and him, between the two of us, have been working on these designs. Between the DC SSR, we've done an AC SSR, the Renard 8, Renard 16, which uses AC, but low voltage AC for zero cross, and then we did these ones together as well. We've got a few more additions, a few more plans for a few different things this year. That controls all my pixels. Comes out with 3-core pigtail. Straight at the bottom my pixel runs. Right, what I've done with my pixels this year is actually mounting them all. Just come off the wall slightly, but it's okay, it's skewed at the top. If I can get a bit of focus. This is 16 that way by 25mm plastic electrode conduit. Each one's had a holder in. If I come out at the very bottom, to be able to tell, had to then cut away where it clips in, where the pixel is, and then each pixel has had a hot glue. Now this has dropped slightly, so it's hit the bottom, bent out, but I'm not really fussed about that because it's only got to last a couple more days. I need to find a better secure method for this one, but next year it's only one. That goes. Right. Oh, just walked to my car. That one goes all up that side of the house with one of 3 power inject cables. I only use 3 on my display for power injection. That's one of them there. That goes from that box all the way up the top as well. It's just a small off-road buggy. Men have to have toys as well, don't they? That's the summer toy. Right, I've got another one of these pixel controllers buried down here. There it is there, the little grey box. There's this one, which then actually loops up and over. You see the cable there? It goes up the drain pipe up there. I have another one of them boxes up there which controls this first roof. That one does have a power injection point, but next year I'm going to get rid of it because I think it's 124 pixels long. They're all 12 volt, these ones, by the way. 124 pixels long, I think 126, so around 120, 130 up there on that first roof. And if I lower the intensity down to about 50-60%, if not less, I'll be able to run all them that injection. It'll save some cable, save some hassle on connectors as well, getting them all joined up correctly, because not much space in between the 2 pixels to actually add power injection on there. It's a bit of a pain. It's the only one I really struggle with. Zero power injections are done at the start of the string, which is really even easier. But that one, get rid of that. I've got another board here on this drain pipe. It's upside down at the moment, just the wind's catching everything and drags it all around, so there's no point putting it tidy. This one goes up this drain pipe. Once again, it flips over the roof and goes back up that drain pipe. So you've got the two vertical drain pipes there. You see they correspond roughly with the two at the bottom, up and over. Now here's my final one at the bottom. This is another one, comes up, so same thing, goes up this drain pipe, over the roof onto the next one. Quickly point my head over the back here. Here's another one of my power boxes, same as the first one, but this is a slightly different case. But it's got the exact same setup in, 400 watt power supply with the pigtails come out, all numbered, all car fuses exactly the same. I've got a power injection cable going to the roof. This is 3 of 3, because the second one was on the first roof. This one goes to the very top roof. I'll show you why now. My very top roof is controlled, it's split in two. So a very top roof there is split into two. The first one comes in, obviously this bottom side here goes up the drain pipe there, up and over the roof, up that drain pipe, and then joins up here with the power injection cable right hand side. It then comes to roughly, you can just see, you can zoom in, the little plastic conduit box hanging underneath. See a bit of tape to the right of that, that's where the first one splits. So that whole side, and that is controlled from the little board down there. Now the other side obviously comes, this is the biggest one, this is a spanning two, it's the only controller that's spanning two universes. It comes up that one, power injects in that top corner, and comes all the way down and stops there. Now that's all the house outlines done. They're all done the same, they've all got the C9 plastic covers hot glued over. It gives them a really nice look. They diffuse quite well. I really enjoy them. It's the only thing it was one of the best things I'd decided to do. They made the best choice. And underneath here you can see I've got 5 the 10 watt RGB floods. Now they've got the, I can't remember what the name is now. They've got the WS2811 pixel boards in. I can't remember what the name was. It wasn't from Rob G from America, it was from someone else. I think it was the Pixie floods. That's I think what you call them, Pixie flood boards. After the initial issue of getting them working, I sent them back to him. There's a few wrong components for the SMD soldering, but once they were done, refitted, they're all working, and they're actually run off another one of my Pixify ESP boards, which is in the first one up here, and they're all done down there. They've got power coming in each end because there's 5 of them. They worked flawlessly. I've got the cables short between them. Did have them spread out quite a bit last year and ran off a Renard PX1 pixel controller, but unfortunately they didn't really work that well. So this year I wanted to keep them short, keep them together, and it lights up that half of the house. I need to point them down a bit more next year, so it lights up a bit more the wall. But luckily, they actually look really good, and they can do some good effects on that part of the wall, because that's the only really flat part I have to work on. Right, up here, this was a new addition for this year, but this is only going to be used for this year because the boss has decided that she doesn't like it. But there's 20 RGB rectangle modules in there on a bit of black PVC pipe, 2-inch, and plastic cups stapled together around it. Believe it or not, it looks really good at night when because you see it's swinging in the wind. It does sway, it does swing around, it does spin. It looks really good. I have up on here, I've got another CG2000. That's got just 10 amp 12 volt power supply in, because it's not much power on this one. And it's got another Pixify board running serial data from the ASP module, and a Renard 8 and DC SSR. That also controls, see if we get them on camera, there they are. Got 5 shooting stars up here on the window. Now they look really good, I like them. I might try and get all the same colour for 2017, but I've got yellow, I've got red, I've got green. I'll only replace them when they fail, because they work really well, do some good efforts. All that's controlled wirelessly from the Renard 8 up the top, which we've seen which is on the CG2000. That's the only controller I've actually had problems with this year. It's the PIC chip. For some reason kept resetting itself every couple of days. I went out there 3 days in a row, and what I did is I had a spare chip reprogrammed, swapped it out, but then in the end it worked fine and it's been fine ever since. Don't know what it was, maybe a loose connection or it wasn't pushed in properly, but it's been fine ever since then. Now, a lot of people ask about FM transmitters. Believe it or not, it's a very common one I've seen used this year. You can get a bit of focus. I can't even see it's a bit sunny out here today. Let's see if I can get a bit of focus here. There we go. It's a standard little one everyone's been using. I've got a 12 volt to 5 volt USB adapter in there, but I've just soldered the wire straight on. This is just a little waterproof plastic box, believe it or not. And this is just a little whip antenna. I'm going to try and change it up next year, see if I can get a bit better signal out of it. See what I think. Might be the fact that I've got a couple of different connections on the audio. And it's got the power coming down. I'll put it a bit higher as well, so I can get a bit better distance out of it. Or see if I can get make a new antenna. There we go. That sits on the wall. Believe it or not, works perfectly well. Just there quite well. Try to keep all my cables hidden as much as I can. I've got a great big bunch here. All cables tied together. They all run down the back of the house, and they do a lot of stuff on the roof. They go over to the stars on the tree. So there's quite a bit on that one. And the last thing to show is my main thing is my mega tree. Pop the lid open on this bad boy box. This is another dry box, 330 from Festive Lights. These have been absolutely perfect. I think I've just got some water inside there now. Oops, I have to check for that. No, all looks, yeah, there's a bit of water in there. It'll dry out. It's quite hot today. I said this has worked perfectly fine. I've had one by, because I live in Cyprus, I have a pool. I've had one by my pool since May, and there's not one bit of water got inside, and that runs every night. That runs some lights, some pixels down, some blue of these LEDs every night. But this is my mega tree. This is, I've got 16 red strings on the outside. I've got 8 green strings that go halfway up and come back down. These ones here. And I've got a set of 5 meter strip of 3010 strip on the inside here, which I like this. This was apart from the floods and the matrix, that was the pixels, only other pixels I had last year. And the greens go halfway, the strip goes all the way near enough to the top, and the red ones go up. Just some really nice effects on that. Just a quick one. Here's a rope light that died on me this year. Here it is. That is connected to the top of the tree still, so unfortunately I can't get that back until the tree is down. Now, a lot of people have been asking about construction of trees. Now, my tree is a very, very simple setup. You can probably tell by the ground, no grass, bit of mud, clay, but it's mainly stones. If I start digging, I find stones after stones after stones. So what I have done is I've used what I have plenty of, and that's pallets. I have plenty of pallets. So this year there is a pallet wrapped in black matting. The black matting get used for everything out here. Fences. It's in my garden, because my garden is actually just soil and mud and sand. It's just a pallet wrapped in this black matting. I've got a hole cut in the centre board and bored out a little bit smaller than the pipe. Well, about the same size as the diameter of the pipe. I think it was a little bit tight to knock in, but managed to get it in. It was a little bit tight, yeah, because I split it in the end and used cable ties to help support it. That's fine. This is just a bit of scaffold and pole. There is a joint in the middle here, just where the top of these are. See if I can move these out of the way and get a bit of focus there. The sun's playing havoc today with the focus. There it is. Bit of joint, and then it carries on up the top there. Now, I've got 4 steel guy wires here. These have actually gone rusty pretty quick for Cyprus, but that's how much rain there's been. Well, the fact we've got grass growing shows you how much rain there's been over the last 3-4 weeks. I've got 4 of them, one in each corner with a turnbuckle. There it is, a turnbuckle. There it is, one of them, 4 in each corner. I've got 4 large tent pegs. I mean, they're about 1.5 to 2 foot, I think about 2 foot long actually, ploughed through each corner. So on each corner I have got the guy wire. That was pretty secure as it is, but just be a bit of added security. I've got two more large tent pegs. There's one. The other one is over there. You can see it. There we go. And this is just paracord. You know, it's not that tight now, but it works perfectly fine with that one. I've got a third one. All guy wires go to the very top of the thing. Come down to a set of ladders in the back here. It's tied to a big heavy duty set of ladders I've got. Now on top I've got the star on top. The wires for the star just come across the roof because we're a bit short of it. Because I've moved the tree last minute and didn't want to start remaking cables again because I'd run out of time. But next thing I'll show you is inside this control box. Right, time to have a look inside the second busiest control box I've got. Right, if I can lift this up slightly. The perspex is bored because the centre wooden supports fell, but I'll just print some better supports for next year. There it is. I'm going to stand that back up. By. What I have here is a 400 watt, I think. So a quick check. Yeah, another 400 watt 12 volt power supply. An 8-port fuse board fully used. That is the neutral bar I was on about. I've got in some of my bits where all the grounds tied together, and then some big thick grounds back to. I think all the terminals are crimped anyway. On this board, put all these cables back in before I forget. I have 3 DC SSR. The red and the white control the red LEDs. Green control the green. These are my version 2 with obviously the LED indicators on. It's really helpful during testing. These are all each side of this board. It's got its own fuse on, and it's fused at the bottom. Can't be too sure with fusing. Same with these lights, they're not 100% waterproof. I have lost a couple of strings. These are in 12 volt ones, so they're in strings of 3. I've lost a couple sets of 3 already, but the rest of the string still lights up. Oh, just untangle myself. So I have the 3 DC SSR. They're all controlled by the Renard 8s here, 3 of them. The first one has got a RS485 chip on an extension here. That's because the data sorry about that, my phone ran out of memory there for a second. Seeing this RS485 chip is on a fly lead because I got my data input coming from my Pixify running serial data. This whole box is wireless for data. It goes from this Renard 8 here into the second one, into the third one, back to this Renard PX1. Now these boards are lovely little boards. I've got 3, I think I've got 4. I'm only using 1 this year. This runs my 3010 pixel strip around the post. Completely runs that. Without any trouble at all. That is my mega tree. If you want any more questions about the tree, feel free to. I'll answer as much questions as I can about it. I've got a second tree planned for 2017, so doing some build about that, but it's not a 360 tree, it's a 180 pixel tree. It's going to be a bit different. But that's a walkthrough of my 2016 display. Hope you've liked it. If you've got any questions, just give me a shout. Bye bye.